Today we're getting our first proper look at the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and this one is shaping up to deliver some of the biggest changes that we've seen in years, not just to the specs, but to the overall experience. So we'll start with the upgrade that's been rumoured for years, but may finally be happening. Now, according to multiple reports, the iPhone 18 Pro models are set for a major front design change. Face ID is said to be moving underneath the display using new LTPO Plus infrared technology. And instead of being centered, both the Face ID hardware and the selfie camera are going to shift to the top left corner of the screen. What's interesting here is that Apple won't be removing the dynamic island entirely. It's still going to exist, it's just going to be repositioned. With the camera pushed over to the corner, the display feels far more open and for many users far less distracting during everyday use. Now, we hear this rumor every year, but the consistency of all of these reports makes the iPhone 18 feel like the point where Apple is finally going to pull the trigger. Now let's move on to the cameras, because this is where the iPhone 18 Pro Max could really separate itself. The iPhone 18 Pro is rumored to feature a variable aperture 48 megapixel main camera. It's going to be paired with a 48 megapixel ultra-wide and a 64 megapixel periscope, offering up to 10 times optical zoom. But the Pro Max could go even further. Insiders claim that Apple is actively testing a stacked 200 megapixel sensor, and this would be the biggest resolution jump in iPhone history. Now, it's still in development, so nothing is guaranteed just yet, but it's a very good possibility, and even Apple experimenting at this level is huge. Now, backing this up is another report from the Elec, and they say that Samsung is developing advanced 3-stack image sensors specifically for Apple, and they're going to do this by vertically stacking the sensor layers, and Apple can use this to achieve higher pixel density, much better low-light performance, faster readout speeds, and improved dynamic range, meaning cleaner photos, better videos, and more efficient power usage. Now, Apple is also refining how you actually use the camera, and leaks are saying that the camera control button is losing its touch-sensitive gestures and it's switching to a pressure-only design. And while that could sound like a downgrade, the change makes a lot of sense. Accidental swipes have been a common complaint. While the button itself is useful, the gesture control has always just felt really awkward, and this should make the feature far more reliable in day-to-day use. Now, if that wasn't enough, there's also a major connectivity upgrade on the way as well. And reports claim that Apple is introducing real-time satellite communication with the iPhone 18, and not just emergency SOS that they did before, but true data and voice connectivity via satellites. Now, it's being described as 5G over satellite, offering coverage from the sky rather than relying solely on ground-based masts, so it's a great bonus for people in low to zero signal areas. Now, of course, carrier support and likely subscription costs are going to determine how widely this can be used, but if it lands as described, it's going to be one of the most important iPhone connectivity upgrades ever. Now, one of the biggest changes this year, though, isn't the hardware, it's actually the complete launch strategy. Reports now suggest that Apple won't launch a base iPhone 18 at the main event, and instead the initial lineup is going to include 3 devices. That's going to be the iPhone 18 Pro, the iPhone 18 Pro Max, and the brand new iPhone Fold. The standard iPhone 18 isn't cancelled, it's expected to arrive later on in the following year, launching alongside the Air 2. Now, that strategy is going to push more buyers towards the Pro models and give Apple 2 major launch windows for their phones instead of just the one. Now, with all this innovation, on top of rising memory and component costs, we can also unfortunately expect a price increase, and early estimates are suggesting the iPhone 18 lineup could be around $100 more than its predecessor. Now, to give you a proper look at what Apple's working towards, I've created these 3D renders including the in-hand shots, and these are all based on the latest leaks and reports. The exact color shades aren't confirmed just yet, and only the color names, so these are as close as possible for now, but as soon as Apple's official marketing images drop, then I'll update them to be 100% accurate. Now, for those of you excited about the iPhone 18 series though, we're now going to run through the full specs, design, and the expected pricing for each model launching in September, so hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So first up, we have the iPhone 18 Pro, and this raises the bar with a 6.3-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display running at 1 to 120 Hz. It's going to remain 2622 by 1206 resolution, but of course we get higher peak brightness, thinner bezels, and a smaller dynamic island. We get a new 42 megapixel selfie camera on the front that's been moved to the top left of the display. Then over on the back, the Pro steps up to a triple camera system with a variable aperture, and that's a 48 megapixel main sensor, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and then a new 64 megapixel periscope offering 5 to 10 times optical zoom. And all three are rumored to use stacked sensors for faster readout and better color depth. It's powered by the A20 Pro chip, which is manufactured on a 2nm node, and it's coming with 12GB of RAM and up to 1TB of storage. And battery size is going to land around 4,300 mAh for the eSIM only model, with some big improvements to fast charging. Connectivity brings 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, ultra wideband, and the new C2 modem. And it's of course going to ship with iOS 27, and pricing is expected to start from £1,099 or $1,099. Next up, we've got the iPhone 18 Pro Max, Apple's largest flagship model, and we get a 6.9-inch LTPO Super Retina XDR OLED display with a resolution of 2868 by 1320. It's still a 120Hz display with a record-breaking peak brightness and a smaller dynamic island. For the front camera, we get the same 42 megapixel camera we have on the Pro, and again it's been moved to the top left. And then over on the rear, we could see a 200 megapixel primary camera, a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and a 64 megapixel telephoto, of course with larger apertures and improved sensor readouts for even better zoom and night shots. Now it's running the same A20 Pro chip with 12GB of RAM, but this time we get up to 2TB of storage, and it also packs a much larger battery of 5,200 mAh for the eSIM only model, with improvements to wired and wireless charging. We get 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, ultra wideband, and Apple's C2 modem. And of course it's running iOS 27, and it's expected to launch around £1,199, well that's going to be $1,199 in USA, and of course it's launching in September 2026. Finally, we have the Apple iPhone Fold, Apple's most premium iPhone to date. It features a 5.5-inch external display for everyday use, paired with a 7.8-inch internal folding OLED display with a wide tablet-like aspect ratio. Now both displays use punch-hole cameras, with the external camera at the top center of the display and the internal camera in the top left corner. And of course, the standout feature here is that when it's unfolded, the internal display has no visible crease from any angle. Now the device measures at just 9mm thick when it's folded and 4.5mm when unfolded, making it one of the thinnest book-style foldables ever. Now for the selfie camera, it's unknown at the moment, but at least the external punch hole is likely to be an 18 megapixel multi-aspect selfie camera. And then over on the rear, we've got a dual camera setup on a raised camera bar, and current rumors suggest Apple may deliver a 200 megapixel stacked primary camera, and that's going to be paired with a 48 megapixel ultra wide, and of course it's all alongside Apple's latest AI-powered video features driven by an upgraded neural engine. Now it's going to be powered up by the A20 Pro chip and paired with 12GB of RAM and up to 2TB of storage, and it uses a dual battery system with an estimated combined capacity of around 5,600 mAh, designed to deliver consistent all-day battery life despite the large internal display. Instead of Face ID, Apple has integrated Touch ID into the power button, positioned right above the camera modules, and for connectivity we've got 5G, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and ultra wideband, and the device runs iOS 27 out of the box. Now the iPhone Fold is expected to launch in black and white color options, with pricing estimated at between $2,000 and $2,500, positioning it firmly as Apple's most expensive and most ambitious iPhone yet, with a likely release window in September 2026. So overall, the iPhone 18 series looks like a substantial step forward. Apple isn't throwing away its design language, instead it's refining it, improving performance, battery life, cameras, and connectivity in a way that actually matters. Now because of that, even iPhone 17 users may find this a worthwhile upgrade depending on their needs, and for anyone on an older iPhone or looking to try out their first iPhone, this could be one of the best times to make that jump. Now launch is still quite a way off at the moment, and of course more leaks are going to come in as we approach it, and obviously I'm going to be sharing them as soon as they come in, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.